He was one of the greatest prophets that ever lived. It would be said concerning Moses that God would speak to Moses mouth to mouth. The Lord didn't deal with Moses in dreams and visions. He spoke to Moses personally. He would even show Moses his glory to a degree. No one can look upon the face of God in the fullness of his glory and live. It's like you trying to look at the sun in the fullness of its glory. The closer you get to that sun, the more dangerous it becomes. And if we were able to look at God in the fullness of His glory, you would drop dead. That's why when God became man, the second person of the Godhead, when Jesus would come to this earth, He was God manifest in the flesh. He would veil Himself of His deity. Never cease to be deity. Never set aside the possession of that deity. But He did set aside the expression of that deity. And what I mean by that, He didn't come with the starry crown on His head. He didn't come as John on the Isle of Patmos would see Him when the Lord would take Him up in the Spirit during the first day of the week on the Lord's Day. And when He would show Him the worship that takes place around the throne, John would see one sitting on the throne. He had the appearance of a jasper stone, and the diamond, and the topaz, and the sardis. And he would notice a rainbow around the throne. God remembers His covenant. He's a covenant-keeping God. After the flood, He would set a rainbow in the sky or in the clouds. It typifies He's a covenant-keeping God. He's a God that will stand behind His promises. And as the Lord would say in the book of Numbers, I'm not a man that I should lie, I'm not the son of man that I should repent. What I've blessed, no one can reverse. What He has blessed, no one can curse. No one. Moses would have the privilege of carrying out one of the greatest tasks in human history. Really, Jesus carried out the greatest. But the call that Moses would have on his life, it was a great call. Satan knew this child was peculiar. He knew when he was a child that he was a godly child. That's why he wanted to try to kill him. That's why Satan is fighting with these children. Your children. You may not know the call upon their life, but the devil does. And he wants to kill them. That's why abortion is so wicked. There may be another Jeremiah that morning. And Satan can't afford another Jeremiah. He don't mind you giving birth to an Ahab or a Jezebel. But when he knows there's another Moses being formed in that womb, he will, and of course being allowed by God, even make the pregnancy complicated. Satan just doesn't start trying to kill you now. He starts the moment the parent conceives you. Satan doesn't want not even these children and your children to know about the goodness of God. He doesn't want them to know about the price that Christ paid at the cross. And that's why you are responsible to train these children up in the way that they should go. They need to be under the truth.
That's right. That's right.
It doesn't matter where others want them. God holds you responsible. And they need to be under sound doctrine. They need to be under the truth. They need to be what the message of the cross is being preached. If not, they won't make it.
That's true. That's true.
That's why whenever we come together, these children hear the gospel. If we have a dinner, the gospel coming forth. I'm not saying they won't go astray. But brother, you better believe me, as the Father, the Son. When they hit the pig pen, they're coming to their senses. And they're coming back home. Satan is fighting most of them, if not all, with the age 18. I can't wait till I get 18. I'm moving out. I'm getting away from mama. The devil wants to get him away from me. Because see, in mama house, it's nothing but Jesus. He wants to get them away from you. When he gets them away from you, he got them to himself.